please. All right, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Rutland Town Select Board regular meeting. Tonight is Tuesday, August 15th. We're here at 6 o'clock. We have 4 of us present: Kurt Hathaway, Joe DiNardo, Mary Ashcroft, and Matt Getty. Sharon Russell is unfortunately not, she is under the weather, so we're wishing her a speedy recovery. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Select board minutes for August 1st. Here, the desk. Is there any motion?
Move to approve as printed.
Motion's made to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Any additions, deletions, corrections?
Still looking.
Hmm?
Still looking.
Okay. Well, you don't have to find it, but yeah, it's a little longer because we didn't have a packet mailed to us because Bill was on vacation, so. Okay. Any additions, deletions, corrections? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries, and I'm going to circulate the minutes. Okay, any announcements from board members? Nope. Okay. Update from select board chair, just a couple thank you notes here for scholarships that the voters authorized us to distribute and Matt took care of. This is a thank you note for Michael Schillinger and one for Kelsey McNeil. Very, very grateful for the generosity of Rutland Town voters. So thank you. Okay, do we have any questions from the floor? Any public comments? There's nothing from here in the room. Is there anyone up on the Zoom board who would have something that's not otherwise on the agenda? Okay. If not, we'll move along. Oh, one other thing there, the circle is about to be published again. That traditionally we have the summer off, and then the articles are due for the circle on September 15th. So those of you, and most department heads do put in nice articles, so please do keep that deadline in mind. Thank you. Carrie Clark, town clerk and treasurer.
Hi there. Hi there.
Hi, Carrie.
Oh, that's my dog. Okay. A couple of things just to update everyone. If you haven't already had it come to your house, tax bills went out last Thursday. Should have been in homes locally anyway, probably Friday or over the weekend. We have had some taxpayers already starting to pay those bills, so that's fantastic. Just a reminder that any questions toward your bill should, you can either come in person or call me, and we'll discuss your question. Most likely it's probably due to your state payment, and if your state payment is a question, that's actually something that you would have to direct to the State of Vermont Department of Taxes, and it's nothing that I can answer myself. Good news, those tax bills are online this year. So we get many requests for tax bills and from a variety of people. And since it's public information, the redacted portions of everyone's tax bills are on our homepage. If you scroll down to the right, I believe they're light blue boxes, there's a second button that you can click on and you can find your tax bill. Like I said, it's redacted, which means it does not show your state payment if you received a state payment. That is private information. There is an easy way to get to your tax bill online. If you hit Control F, you can search by your last name or by letter of the alphabet. Very cool feature. So glad we did it. It's going to save us a ton of time.
Good.
And we are also very close, super close to offering direct debit for those tax payments, which means it'll automatically come out of your account each time we have a tax installment. Kevin Brown and I have been working together with to create a formal consent form that everyone will have to sign if they want to sign up. It has a lot of great information. It should offer absolutely no loopholes or questions. And it's a very, I've learned it's a pretty safe service. So once it's really active and up and running, I'll let you know, but it's super close. We were just tweaking the last parts of the consent form. I was hoping to put them in the tax payments last week, but it just didn't happen timing wise. That's going to be a phenomenal service for people and make it a lot easier in our office as well. In addition to that, like I have mentioned before, Mike and I have been working together to try to get move forward with rec payments for sports teams and signing up through online services and paying online. We are, again, as close as we are with the direct debit consent form with the rec forms. We just have to link our current vendor up with our website vendor, and then that should be all set. So that's exciting as well, moving up in the world. And the last thing that I have before I left, today I checked if we received our local options tax money for our technically first quarter of our fiscal year. And we did. And good news, it came in at $411,325, which compared to last year at this exact same time is a difference of $61,000 more this year than we got last year. So we're heading in the right direction. And that is all I have for tonight.
Good, good. Now, the city has also started their 1% tax, so we'll be watching for it. That's great news, Carrie. Thank you very much.
You think they're gonna mess it up and we're gonna get some of theirs?
Well, we just need to be a little careful, but we know that we were getting payments before they were, so you
And we
know,
never see it.
we don't have
Never
the
see it.
breakdown. So, okay, just keep an eye,
We're good.
everyone.
Yep.
And thank you. And I really like, Carrie, the work you're doing to move toward all of this online and automatic debit from accounts. And this, these are options that people have. They're not requirements, but it can make your life way easier. So good stuff.
Agree. And also the very last piece of all of this really is Mark Kirk called me today from COTS, and he will have the updated quote for us. It was supposed to be by the meeting today, but it looks like probably tomorrow. He was just waiting on some things in the background. So yeah, that's good news too. So if we can, keep moving forward, I think having the options is best, and we don't do anything without making sure everything is safe. So people should know that.
Yeah, and in fact, Kevin sent through a proposed privacy policy that we would need to include, I think, in our personnel handbook. And we've got a report on, Matt and I met with our contractor on the personnel handbook. So there's more to come, but that's another piece that will ensure people's private information is protected.
Fantastic. Good news.
Yeah, all around. Thank you. Any questions for our town clerk and treasurer? Nope. Good, thanks.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night. Mike Delahanty, our first constable.
Evening, everybody.
Hi, Mike. What day is tomorrow?
I think it's the 16th.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
your birthday,
It may
Mike?
be. It may be.
Happy birthday.
Well, I appreciate it. My last year in my 30s. I'll be 39 tomorrow. So
Well, Jack Benny was 39 for a very, very long time, and nobody remembers who Jack Benny was. Fine.
well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So just a couple quick notes. It's been actually a pretty busy week, a couple weeks in the patrol world. You might even seen the article in the paper. The two individuals that Officer Flaccus and Chief Dumas and I picked up on those federal warrants.
Yeah.
Only reason I bring it up is just I want to say really job well done by both of them. And I wanted to thank VSP for their assistance on that. That was a good one that night. Our last select board meeting, I wasn't here because Officer Placus, Canine Rooster, and I attended National Night Out. It was
Good.
very well received by the community, just having the emergency services and the community partners out there. So that was really nice. Everybody got to see Canine Rooster do some demonstrations, which I think everybody loves to see the canines. Him and Officer Ryder from the city police both did some demonstrations. So it was really, really good there. So that was nice.
You refer to him as Canine Rooster. Does he know that?
That's the doc.
Well, I know, but his name's Rooster.
Well, it's
That's like calling you.
Don't want to get you
human.
confused.
yes.
All right, fine.
Yes. So no, it was really good to see Rooster do some live demonstrations, some
Good.
drug work. So that was really good to see. But that's it. I'm super excited for Saturday. So I hope to see everybody there for that. And I think that's all.
Saturday is townwide celebration,
Yes, it
folks.
is.
So hopefully each department will let us know what's in store for us. So
Okay.
I understand the speed cart, which is sitting in front of my house on Creek Road,
Yes, it is.
will be up there and we'll do the speed cart challenge again. So
Perfect.
some little kid beat me out last year. I was kind of miffed.
And I can just tell you from my iPad here that Chief Dumas, excuse me, is on a call, so he will not be attending
Okay. Well, he's
in the next few minutes. At least.
okay. That's fine. Thank you.
Well, then, do you want to talk about that road issue, or is anybody going to discuss?
Oh, this is a Highway Dyer Road thing?
Or is that a
Gonna
highway?
be there and it's not going away, but I've heard through the grapevine, the RV is gone.
Is gone.
They moved the
Wasn't quite as
barricades,
abandoned as everybody thought.
they moved the barricades, got it out, put the
Really?
barricades back.
And we didn't,
Oh, they didn't put 'em back.
Went down and put it back yesterday, but
They being the mysterious owners have moved it, or down moved it.
Jason sent me a text on Friday and said it was gone. So
okay,
That issue is not gonna go away until either we give the road to Mr. Mandela, and as you stated, he doesn't want it.
well, that
And,
doesn't- go ahead.
and we need to, if we're gonna gate it, you're gonna have to have wing walls halfway to Route 7 and the creek. Cause they're gonna try to get around it.
20 feet wide.
Yeah.
And then something beyond that.
And I think that, this is my opinion, is that Mr. Mandela doesn't want the road taken off the list as a town road, then he should pay to gate it, because if he doesn't, we're gonna. If it's a
Fine with
town,
that. He doesn't want to spend the money to gate it, and he doesn't want to deed it over to him, because this was the conversation we had last year, if you guys
Yep.
remember. And I called him the next day and talked to him, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. He doesn't want people dumping trash here, but he doesn't want to put up a gate either.
Yeah,
He doesn't mind if we do, but he doesn't want.
frankly, I would rather just go through the process of throwing up the road, and
he doesn't get a choice in that, does he?
I don't, I mean, well, there's a public hearing.
there's other landowners that are impacted.
Okay, so
by that,
that's
though.
that was a question. Who else is there?
United Ag. Cause they have to access their stormwater retention pond from Dyer.
How far down?
It was down there a ways because it's on the north side of the dealership.
So it becomes a private,
So you'd have to come up with some sort of deeded access for them in order to access that that piece. Because they can't get to it from the parking lot. It's down where the bank.
yeah. I think we looked at that when we were down there.
And I think Billings does the hay, and don't they? Is it Billings?
No,
Or-
Teddy Hubbard
Teddy's doing?
Teddy's
yeah.
hang down there?
and Grandma Woods are doing corn out back.
Okay,
Cause I know Billings was there for a while, but.
Yeah.
But something that's
I-
got, I mean, the town just can't, you can't have these dump
The-
sites.
the
and-
other-
and We tried to get rid of one up there on Boardman Hill or wherever you guys did.
Yeah.
And I think that one may have gone away, but
The other thing to figure out is if we can gate a class 4 road
I wondered that.
or if we have to change it to a trail in order to be able to gate it. I don't.
gating it would be the ideal thing. Then you give the guys that are doing the haying and they get a key. And you want to go in and out, they're fine. Mandela has a key and United Ag and Turf. You got about 4
Yeah.
people involved then.
Yeah, and you
And if
throw a key to the fire department so they
Yeah.
can have access out
In
there.
any event, I guess this is now a Dave Sears issue instead of a Mike Delhany issue. so-
Yeah.
Well, it's a-
Yeah,
it's-
Thanks for your input. Mike.
Absolutely,
Wait,
appreciate
wait, wait. Watch this. How about if we have the highway department look at, or the highway committee look into
We're
it
gonna
and give
tell you
us
that. I'm gonna tell you the same
recommendations?
thing, apparently.
There it is, there it is. So-
Anything else for Mike,
I
first
mean-
constable?
No, I think we're all set with Mike.
All right, appreciate it.
He's getting
That
out of
shows
here
that's
as
a lot.
fast as he
Yeah,
can.
run, Mike, quick. Go.
Did you just get a call?
See ya.
Thank you, Mike. So it's Ed Dumas's turn, and if he's available, if not, we'll just move on and he can join us when he is able to. Okay, all right. John Paul Fagnan, Health Officer, Public Safety,
Mm.
and Second Constable, not on the call, all right?
You're the only one with an agenda.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how'd you get an agenda?
Special on.
Where?
Huh?
It's in the pile.
Wait, I didn't find one.
Next is Barbara Noyes Pulling, Town Planning Commission Chair. Good evening, Barbara.
Good evening. How are you folks?
I didn't. think I
Good.
was blind, did
Do
you?
you,
No, I looked. Not that I really need one, but.
how does everyone feel about another meeting in a couple of nights? sure-
Yes, we're ready.
Okay,
This is a reminder for everyone. This is our joint meeting with the Planning Commission, which is set for Thursday evening, and the purpose is to do an in-depth review of the short-term rental ordinance. And what time is that meeting, Barbara? Here it is.
it'll start at 6:30.
Okay. Okay, yeah, 6:30.
Yeah. And I think Bill has given you copies of the new draft that he did with the line item numbers throughout the ordinance. And also a form to put comments in,
Okay,
which might help us keep
Yeah.
organized that evening.
okay, so best to take your stuff home and go through it, or come a
I do
little bit
tomorrow.
early Thursday.
Okay.
All right. Good. What else?
Okay. The planning commission, looks like, in this fall, in September, we'll start looking at river corridor, protections again. Given all of the flooding that seems to be happening on a regular basis. It seems like a good time to take that up again and, get some numbers together for you, maybe do a site visit or two. At some of the locations that would be affected. So more on that later.
Okay.
And then other than that, I mean, we, it's just the townwide celebration, I guess. There's gonna be quite a few, displays and exhibits there from energy related folks. So, that should be kind of interesting. Some of them are hands-on. A lot of them are hands-on, like the electric vehicle, the lawn equipment, and then there's some educational, exhibits as well. So got quite a bit going on, and we're
Well, thank you very much for coordinating all that. Appreciate it.
Look out, it might be sunny. Well,
Might.
partly sunny.
It might.
It doesn't say rain at this
Mike
minute.
is really hoping that a lot of people will take advantage of the demonstration electric mower and get most of his mowing done. So we'll do what we can.
That's probably.
You got demo track,
We might have to be, man.
different heights.
Okay. Anything else, or shall we turn it over to the select board to see if they have questions? Nope.
All good.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
and we'll see you Thursday evening.
That's right. Okay, we'll be there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah, there was a little tug of war about who was going to have the main desks. We haven't worked that out yet, so
Oh,
No.
I definitely want to have a say in that.
Yeah.
no, well, we'll see.
One on each side. Just go decide that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mike Rowe, Town Rec Director.
And speed
Alright.
So, what do we got? Oh, first, big, as you know, we do a lot of projects at the park, and I have to give Dave, Chris, Ben and Jason big props, because I can't do it by myself, and they all have a certain skill that we've kind of worked through, and they've been phenomenal, so
Good.
big credit to them for helping me out. From sharpening the saw to driving the loader to cutting trees. So they have a nice unique set of skills that help me out and the projects we're doing. I can't do it on my own.
Good.
So they get paid for it, but I want to thank Dave for that, for the guys' help. That's huge. Helps me out a big deal. With that said, our disc golf back nine is open. The only thing it doesn't have are signs on the tees, but you can go play it. I run into 12 plus people a day that are playing the course.
Good.
And that's just when I'm kind of in that part of the park. So that has been a huge addition. And I was at the park yesterday in the evening to close the pool, and there were easily 12 people playing tennis. Looks like they formed a little group there. Pickleball had people waiting, basketball was playing, there was softball, which is a school, and then there was a whole horde of disc golf people.
Good.
I was literally jumping, which is
You wouldn't
Those
want to go
quite
up there and
often.
have it empty, would you?
no, but you have to understand from where it came from to what it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there 20 years for summer, and this is probably the most active I've ever seen it. And
Good.
part of it is because what we've added and offered, but it's definitely getting used. So that's the best part. Townwide celebration, we're in good shape. We'll pick up the stuff on Friday. I have a note to get all that, and then the extra stuff we'll do on Saturday morning. The weather looks pretty good. My concern is the fireworks. I have personnel for parking. I just want to make sure police and fire are good. My other question regarding that is, Bill, when are they coming to set up?
They're gonna,
Because that's a busy day. Like that day is for me too.
they're gonna call you when they're on their way.
Okay.
Do we know roughly when?
Find out.
Yeah.
I mean, because they get there early.
Yeah.
I mean, they come by there by 10 o'clock.
Okay,
Because they set up and then hang out and chill. They usually come to the pool and
Yeah,
whatever, which is fine. So if you could just let me know and just make sure they have my number
they do.
and they call me so I can let them in and set them up,
You're-
which
you're the contact.
then we gotta be careful about access, because once they start, they usually bring the fireworks later.
okay,
They'll load in and put up all their display, and then they'll bring the truck with the explosives later, but we're gonna wanna shut that off at some point. I think we typically do it at like 3 or 4 o'clock. We shut the back of the park off. So we just want to keep that in mind, because once those are there, no cars are going down. Obviously, I can't stop foot traffic, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But just an FYI with that, but we're only going till 2. As far as the pool for that day, we'll either close at 6 or 7, depending on the field, to give my kids a little break to get back and then come parking. I'm assuming fireworks are gonna get shot off at 8:30 at the latest.
We've said dark, like, so they're gonna do the warning shot and
Yeah, I understand, but I'm saying
Yeah.
as far as people are knowing, because
Yeah, I would
yesterday,
say the latest.
the news, yesterday was the last sunset after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll look at timing and we'll.
Yeah,
Which is fine. Yeah. Which is
I
good.
think
That
you're
means it's
safe
early.
to say that by 8:30, we'd see stuff in the air.
Which is fine. Just want to make sure we're all good with the police department, the road. and
Oh,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
so
Just want to double check. 'Cause
Bill, could you make sure that the fire department and the police department are all okay with that? I don't think Ed Dumas is on yet.
Yeah, I'll see him tomorrow, I'm sure.
Okay,
I can
good.
I'll coordinate with them too. but it's
Okay.
Different than we normally do, so
It
just wanna make
is.
sure we're good to go.
Okay, good.
Soccer signups have started, so the form is online, it's the old form, just fill it out, mail it in until like Carrie said, and thanks Carrie and Bill for doing the legwork, so we can move into the next century with being able to pay online. That's gonna be a huge bonus for us. I wish Sharon a speedy recovery. I'm trying to think if there's. We might have, I just got a phone call from a local college, I'm not gonna mention it's not. Within an hour that is having field issues and they might be using. Redwood down back for some of their soccer games.
Okay.
They'll have their proof of insurance and then they've agreed to take care of it. Meaning line it and stuff like that, but they reached out. For a spot because their field is flooded. Surprise.
Yeah, really.
So, other than that, the pool's last day. Sad day of the year is the 26th, right? Saturday, the 26th, and we're open 12 to 5 or excuse me, 11 to 5 that
Okay.
day. And then we will close at 5 o'clock on the 26th, and we'll be closed for the season. So. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. Everything else running smoothly and moving forward.
Well, thank you much for all of the pieces you're pulling together for townwide celebrations.
As long as he's driving, I'm in good shape. If I have to drive, then it's gonna be not a fun day for me.
It should be driving. As far
So,
as I know.
I
should
have
be
the
driving.
drawbar, it's in my shop. I think
Yeah.
tomorrow I'll get over and we'll hook it up and spray off the green beast and
There you
make it
go.
look pretty. And then.
As long as no more barns blow over. We should be-
Oh, God,
It
yes.
Screwed me last year.
And then Bill and I have talked about the map for the parking lot. And I don't, just make sure we can get
Well,
the girl turned in the
yeah,
parking
there-
lot.
there's a-
How many carts are we getting?
I think 6.
Okay, so we just need to be
What
able
we got last
Yeah.
year.
to turn.
Cause like
There.
the south side where the police would be, that's where like, the speed cart is, so that's always gonna be open anyway, so.
I'm just concerned about 3 big rigs. And them, as long as they can get in with their plows, they're quite bigger with the plows on that side. Okay.
Steer right through there.
And we've got, I think don't we have the section right in back of the highway vehicles for the energy setup?
No, they're not
Okay.
there.
Okay.
So funny
I won't
story
even-
with this. So I go into Ace like I go every day. And the guy I know, TJ, he's like, hey, I'm coming up on Saturday. I'm like, yep. I'm like, you just showing are you actually really gonna do something? Are you gonna make these machines work? He's like, oh no, we're demoing. I'm like, good. I got perfect spot for them to test out their weed whacker and their mower. All in that area. I'm not gonna mow it. I'm gonna let them kind of do their, not that it's.
Yeah.
But there's a tall part there. They can go in and actually do some clearing for me if they want to do.
There you go. I was
So
hoping.
they're gonna be right there. They'll be on our leach field, but
Could have worked on the disc golf with us then too.
Yeah.
now that is really, that's taken a lot. I've spent a lot of time on that. And
Yeah.
a lot of volunteers have helped behind the scenes with that. And if you get a chance, it's a great walk and
Yeah.
eventually it will be cross-country ski trails. is in the
Nice.
Back of my mind.
Good.
So the next purchase is an old snowmobile drag trails, but that's in the future. Well, now that we have a lot of these things moving. That's just another winter activity at the park. to
Well, we
have
should
people
put out
enjoy.
there that if anybody wants to donate a snowmobile in decent condition, they should talk to you.
And it's gotta be I was talking with Byron. Byron and I've had these conversations before he left. It's
Yeah.
gotta be more of a,
Utility.
I'm not a,
type.
a utility snowmobile, not a
Yeah.
rate. It's gotta be
Yeah.
something I can drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be fancy, just gotta kickstart and go. So I can throw in Dave's garage, keep it warm when I need it.
Be full of fire trucks.
It isn't this year, no, this is a couple years down the road, but anyway, that's all I
You
have.
can make those
Okay.
days longer. the way that's going.
Questions?
You had a couple
of sets on a couple sheets of plywood.
Couple sheets of
Yes,
plywood, there
tin,
you go.
screw it up.
And that's all I have. Sorry, I took a little.
Any questions for our rec director? All right, all good. Thank you very much. All right, Dave Sears, Town Road Commissioner. Hi, Dave.
Good evening, everybody.
Thank you very much for connecting with Randall Smathers and getting
Yes, the
them.
bookmobile bike is on site. Oh,
Is it already? Great.
Yeah, we
Okay,
picked it up after lunch today,
okay.
and everybody took a turn around the yard, so
Where?
we got video.
In your garage or at the pool?
Not in the pool.
Okay.
Get
Because it
wet.
might end up in the pool.
Get wet, it wouldn't be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you sit on site, that's where you usually sit.
So we've kind of been working on Post Road sidewalk. We got kind of stymied on that the last week and a half because of trees down and
Oh, okay.
washouts and weather and stuff. So we did quite a bit of storm cleanup last week. Wasn't huge stuff. It was just a little thing here and a little thing there. It was a few trees on Victoria that took half a day to clean up, and then we left, and then somebody called and said there's washout on Victoria, so we're back to Victoria.
Mm,
And we did a couple washouts on Travis Terrace and Lynette Drive. We did a culvert runoff last year for grants and aid, and I can't imagine how much water went down this little basin on this little corner of the street that goes nowhere, and it washed all that stone out.
Oh,
Yeah, so we had to go back and put all that stone in the other day, so. Thursday, we hired A1 and they came in and did all the MS4 stuff. So we
Good.
got that list all taken care of. That's off the list. We're in the process of submitting, and I'm not sure what Bill is with it, but I gave him all the information for the Town Line Road grant. We came in with a project total of just over 253,000.
okay.
So we'll should get the entire $200,000 grant from the state once that's submitted and approved. So that's in the works. Walt, again, just to back up some other stuff that we've been doing is just a lot of tree stuff, a lot of stuff that we don't see, people don't call in, stuff in the end of a cul-de-sac. Walt's out doing his mowing,
Mhm.
comes back every day with a list. So the only other, I got just two other things, and then they're gonna be discussions, I'm assuming, but the Dyer Road thing, we need to figure out what we wanna do with that.
Yeah,
Kind of.
I do hope the
Jump on me, so.
highway committee will take a look at that. And
I think we can make your recommendation. If we're going to gate, I say if we're going to put the gate, we put the gate. And provide keys to the owner. United Ag and Turf if they need to get there, and the two landowners using it. There's 4 keys out, and put the gate on. And we'll just do it. It's going to have to be substantial,
It's gonna have to be a substantial gate.
and it's going to have to be. Does it have to be a minimum width? It's got to allow that whatever's getting in there for, so if Grimowitz is picking corn, he's got to get that 12-row head through there.
So my major
Right.
concern.
Yeah.
Yes, somebody said 20 feet or 24 feet or something.
So
I'm
they-
not sure where I got that number from, but.
Yeah, whatever, because I think Teddy's got the widest pieces would be the combine with the 12-row head. Because this is going to be a game.
Well, there's a couple problems here. The mouth of the thing is 60 feet wide.
Mhm.
So in order to get it reasonable, we gotta kind of back down the road a little ways.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then are they going to just
They
dump
could still
everything in
dump
front?
right in front of the gate.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
How about we put a dumpster out there?
You know-
Load the trailer, but it might be cheaper than the gate.
I don't know, that thing will be full every day.
That would encourage it, but it would solve, at least you don't have to you'd have to pick up what doesn't fit.
Right.
If it moves down if we move it down the road a little bit, we can put up a trail camera and our police department can take it from there.
Put something up. I want it,
Put a camera above it, it says smile and wave.
I'm wondering if there's some way to,
I mean, the further you go down, it starts to kind of tree in there, and then it starts to get into that dark space.
But
So
the,
people are gonna be parking. by the
You
gate.
get cellular.
Well, if you
I'd
need it, I can
rather
turf edge.
just
Yeah, maybe you could
grab
grab
it.
it.
throw up the road, but
You could
And
put
you-
the no
you can get
dumping
cell
sign
camera.
right on the front of the
You know,
dumpster with a camera up
Deer
above.
hunting nuts can tell whether a squirrel's male or female from, 60 feet with some of those trail cameras.
I'm just trying to do it real time so that if there's something, activity going on
Oh.
and then we might have somebody out on patrol at Cortina
Yeah.
and they get bored with those people, they could go down and deal with another.
look at how much we're putting into this for a road that we don't use.
I understand, but,
Yeah,
or we just give the road up and let the two people that need
Yes.
access fight over it.
yes.
But the problem isn't gonna go away.
Well, no, the problem won't go away, but it will not necessarily be a
Won't be
temporary
ours,
problem.
but
That's
We'll have to
right.
decide. So.
That's right.
Well,
So,
To Kurt's point, that RV that was there didn't have a plate on it, didn't have a VIN number, or I guess it did have a VIN number, but it didn't have an inspection or anything. So even if you have a trail camera, that kind of isn't gonna do you any good in an instance like this. I mean, they just drove the thing out of there and they went someplace with no plates on it.
And they had something big enough to move 3 ton.
And it was,
2 or
and
3
it's
ton?
weird because there was, I mean, it's a 3,500 pound block. And they turned it sideways and they didn't skin anything up. They didn't tear up, so they picked it up somehow. I don't,
They probably had somebody come with a record.
that's what we
pick it
think,
up with
somebody
a
picked it
record.
up. I
huh,
don't wanna throw out any names on here, but there's.
I got a couple.
There's wrecker operators that would do stuff like that for
Yeah.
a fee. So that must be what happened, because there's no, it was, the one they turned was on the grass. And if you turned it, it was gonna skin up the grass and it didn't, so.
Yeah, I
they
saw it
just
there
picked
the
it up
other day.
and set it down and drove away.
No way to hitch the blocks together, is there?
We went down Monday and
Not easily.
put it back, not really. They're kind of.
Yeah, I know, they're,
Together and
I'm
then.
just trying to think of some way to put the blocks together, so,
I don't think we're gonna solve it tonight.
no, but. You're not gonna get much different, but we'll try.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
This might add our meeting,
can
our
leave it
meeting
like it
next
is,
week
see
will be a
what
little
happens.
longer.
Yeah, the other thing we have to look into is whether we can gate a class 4 road.
Exactly,
Right,
yeah.
That's something else to look into as
Yeah.
well.
It's a dead end road with no things we might be able to. So
Yeah,
do we need
yeah,
that,
so-
so that information
There's
we
a
might wanna
process.
get from Kevin before we start,
Okay.
Yeah.
please. We're meeting at noon. The three of us are meeting at noon on,
While we were on.
the 24th.
Yeah, next,
Oh, okay.
We'll
I-
go,
we'll deal with it then.
if we
Good.
have some information, then we may be able to come up with a
Yeah.
recommendation.
Okay.
Kevin need to tell us also how to give up a road, or you already have that covered?
There's-
Well, that we've
No,
done.
We've
I
done
know
that.
why he doesn't want the road given up, and if he's gonna sell that for development reasonings, he wants that to have to be a town road that can
He
be
didn't
upgraded.
want us to
Right.
downgrade it from a class 3 to a class 4 for
Yeah.
the same reason, but
Yeah.
And if we downgrade it to a trail, then it's even worse.
yeah,
So
so,
that's why I think he should ante up the money for a gate.
well, I'm
Or
I'm
we give the road
listening.
up.
And maybe that's the first proposal. And if we don't get landowner buy-in, then
We'll find
we
out
can go
what-
the
what-
next step.
Yeah, we'll figure out what we can and cannot do with it.
Okay,
Hopefully between now and next Thursday, and then we can come up with a plan.
okay,
All right.
good, thank you.
And the only other thing I have is, I sent you guys all, and I believe Bill gave you.
Yes.
Copies of the Stratton Road culvert proposal from,
Yeah.
Otter Creek Engineering.
If you look down under action needed, item A, board to discuss contract with Otter Creek Engineering for Stratton Road culvert.
I'm like half the select board, I don't have an agenda.
Okay. So don't look down under action needed, 'cause you don't have an agenda. But you should have, and I think because Dave sent it around to all of us, we have a proposed contract with Otter Creek.
So I'd
Yeah.
move to accept this contract
Oh.
presented by Otter Creek Engineering.
Okay,
Second.
motion's made and seconded to accept. This is a lump sum fixed fee of $15,000.
And that will come from the engineering monies in the highway budget
Okay,
over,
that's the proposal. Discussion, questions?
and this meets all the needs that we need right now.
This covers everything that the state requires.
Right. We will probably be applying for a structures grant for this. Yep, but you have to have this for,
I gotta get that from.
Yeah,
Okay.
this will get us all the way to bid documents.
Yep.
So. that we can-
that sounds good.
Right.
I just wanna make sure-
Motion's made. Who's gonna sign? You wanna
Is there only one?
authorize?
Yeah, there's one.
We'd authorize the board chair to sign if that's okay with you, Dave.
Second.
Okay, motion's made and seconded to approve and authorize the board chair to sign on behalf of the board. Discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Right.
Aye. Motion carries and I am signing.
Get this going.
That's all I got.
And if you've had the opportunity to drive Allen Street, I was there last Friday, about 10 days ago. Looked like Town Line Road did last year. Only a lot more. Can you imagine Town Line Road this year
Oh,
with
yeah.
this rain?
Oh,
Oh, I got one in the middle of Creek Road right now.
Yeah.
We set the box today.
so I'm
Those
putting
6
this in
by
the
10.
pile for Bill.
Okay.
But I
Okay, so you can get it from him.
And it was just
I heard
under,
that, I heard they took quite a thrash in there.
I
I
think
think it was
they got
only
whacked pretty
that
hard.
wide and that deep. I mean, that's,
and not now.
I heard it. I haven't been up there, but I heard it's huge.
I sent you the picture from when I was there.
Yeah.
I said, what?
Oh.
So we lucked out. We had a relatively dry summer and got that in nicely.
Yeah, it was actually when they were putting that in, it was a trickle up there.
Yeah.
And is that just a tributary into the Moonbrook?
Yeah, it's Moonbrook.
That's one of the,
Anything else for our town road commissioner?
Oh, they got the speed limit sign on the corner at the soccer field again.
No.
You might want to move it
As
like
in
right
they
up
hit
next
it?
to the bridge or
That's what I was just
something.
gonna say, put it up by the bridge.
Yeah,
It
that might be a-
stand some of them.
That might be a
Fans.
better place for that.
or you'll know who did it.
Yeah.
True.
Before Walt started mowing, you might remember I mentioned the big bag of trash that was there and that needed to be picked up before Walt hit it. Well, Walt hit it.
Oh, that was another one.
No.
Yeah, we picked up the one. The guys didn't see it because the grass was.
Oh, bless you.
all
Okay,
got it.
all right.
Oops.
We got any spare green up bags? I mean, I can go out.
That'd be a question for Larry.
Okay,
You know, it's a disgusting job, but sometimes there's information in there.
Yeah.
that leads to the
Mhm.
offending parties.
Yeah.
It's a son of a gun of a job to do, but
yep.
I don't know if it jumps out and when you guys are picking it up or mention it to them.
Yeah.
Just look for, mail. Might help
Yep.
us, because the fine is significant.
Yeah, good. All right.
Whatever happened with that other dump site cleanup effort or
Boardman Hill.
prevention?
Oh,
effort,
Boardman Hill.
I should say.
So I haven't really done anything with that yet. I gotta go now that we kind of got the quarter line thing figured out. I went up and took a look at that the other day and spent some time up there. That all needs to be ditched because the road and the ditch are level. And the ditch is stone, so I'm not sure if the road. I'm assuming the road has eroded over time. So I need to get up there and ditch that again. So my plan is I gotta go talk to Mr. Haliba and I'm sure he'll be fine with it. And I'm gonna fill that in with the stuff that I take out of the ditch. And just kind of make the road, make that turnout go away.
Okay.
I haven't got there yet, but it's on my list of things.
Are they still
An
dumping
easy
there?
Dump site right there. It's
So they're still dumping there then.
actually, they haven't been, there's nothing. Nothing there right now, but.
They watch
I
these
say that
meetings.
tomorrow,
Because
like Hubbard,
They're watching the meeting.
could be.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dave, very much. And we'll see you. Oh. Bill, would you make sure the ballot box?
On my list. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So that people can vote on naming the
And I will make up
vehicles.
ballots.
Good.
I'm gonna do one for each different truck. someplace.
Okay. No rigging the voting, please. Okay, so Marcia Chaffee emailed me. She is not able to be on the call tonight, but she did want to tell folks that the listers cards are now available online. So if you want to do some research, if you want to see how much your neighbor's property is worth, you want to compare your own to your neighbor's, feel free. It's all online, public information. So good job. Thank you. Chris Clark, Town Fire Chief. No?
See, Chris.
I'm here. Okay, very good. Thank you. Hi, Chief. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, no problem. Last couple weeks, we've had 9 calls. A little busier than usual, but not horrible. Engine 3 will be back on Friday, so we'll have the full fleet back in the stations. Let's see. Tomorrow I'm sending a couple guys in a truck to the fairgrounds for Kids Day Touch a Truck. We did it last year, so we're gonna do it again this year. And we've got our two new guys are gonna be taking the level 1-2 class, which is gonna be in Ludlow this year. So it's usually over in May, so by the time May rolls around, we'll have 2 more certified level 2 firefighters.
Good.
So
Excellent.
it's really all I have to tell you, unless you have a question or two.
So well, my usual, and it sounds like progress is being made to find a place to put the McKinley Avenue fire trucks, while the building is torn down and rebuilt.
Well, as of right now, I talked to Dave today. He's gonna let us borrow 2 bays because a couple of our people I've talked to have turned us down. So our first one there, I'm a little shocked he turned us down. He was great to talk to. I've known him forever. So I don't know if something happened or what, but as of right now, they're going to Dave's garage for a little bit.
Okay. And Dave's okay, he's not charging you too much rent or anything?
Not too much.
Not a lot,
Okay.
but
Dave, you
Yeah.
have a place to put your vehicles, you're moving out of the way?
Working on.
Working on it.
Okay, getting there. All right, well, thank you very much. I know when things are on a timeline, so that was a concern of mine. So thanks very much, folks, for working that out. Okay, questions for our town fire chief?
Are you meeting? I think you're meeting with Dave tomorrow. Are you bringing one of the trucks with you?
I can, yeah,
I would.
make sure.
I think you both need the visual concept of what this is gonna look like with about 24 feet, 22, 24 feet long.
30.
They're about
30?
34 feet long.
34, yeah, well, that one grew. Okay,
Yeah, they've grown.
yeah, but feeding them. Okay.
But yeah,
that would
I
be
can
my
drive it
favorite.
up there.
Fast.
Okay,
'Cause it's gonna fill up an awful
I didn't
big,
think it was that long. Holy moly.
Yeah,
big space.
yeah, they're freight
It's gonna
trains.
have- we gotta touch these trucks.
I'm gonna go up
Yeah,
and
so-
touch it.
yeah, can we have touch a truck tomorrow at the select board?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
10 o'clock. Be there, be square.
9 or 10? Okay. All right, any other questions for our fire chief? All right, thank you, chief, very much.
Thank you.
Please thank the firefighters for their good work the past couple of weeks, and as always.
I will pass it on. Thanks.
Okay. All right, Bill Sweet, Town Administrative Assistant to the Select Board. Oh, here comes Chief Dumas, but we'll take Bill first.
Good evening.
Good evening. Ta-da! The announcement, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay,
This morning I received an email from State of Vermont Agency of Transportation congratulating us on our successful application to the large scale construction category for our Route 7 North Sidewalk for a grant in the amount of $625,000. So
JP sidewalk.
JP sidewalk,
We can build it.
we can build it.
They will
JP
come.
is very
He will
excited.
he damned well better. Back and forth.
I'm
and
telling
back
you
and forth.
that's a staggering amount of money.
I know.
Build a sidewalk.
So,
I just,
think?
well, yeah, it's plus two
It's
two
wide.
crosswalks.
I
So, yeah,
understand it,
it's
and it is a
yeah.
shared use path because
shared use path.
going to a shared use path,
Yes.
we were eligible for more funds, but it
Right.
doubled the cost of the sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is like,
I know.
how does this work?
So,
Anyway,
so you have, I got it this morning. So on your desks is the project commitment form. And if you are so inclined, we can
Now, our share is 20%,
20%
and
in real money or in kind work.
yeah,
By then, these guys will be experts.
So,
This one's pretty complex.
Yeah. So
So-
what's, that's, 120,000.
okay.
And when would we be doing this?
so
Probably,
so this is when I remember, like, we were talking about when I was going over the grant application with the regional planning commission, like, it's not like a 12-month window. This is it's a little bit longer window to do that because we'd be going out to bid and things like that. So, the form is to allow us to move forward, and then we will get assigned a municipal assistance project manager, and that person will be responsible for then we'll have a meeting. Once that person is assigned, then the scheduled meeting, I'm assuming probably the highway committee would be the one they'd meet with, and then we'll go from there. As we can ask all of our nitty-gritty detailed questions about timing and things like that. So
I'm just thinking.
We should have time to budget for it.
I think it's a 2 or 3 year. It's like the post road sidewalk. We got that grant a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We have to finish. We have to submit it by the end of this year. But it's not a short term thing, which makes sense for a project this size.
So we'd be
So,
looking at about 125,000 roughly just for fun. That's a fifth of the project. So either we'll have time to think about whether, we have access to capital improvement funds, if that would qualify, or if we just budget it in. I'm assuming that would just go into highway budget, because that's kind of a highway thing and it's a one-time event, or maybe by the time comes, we'll know what you have for excess carryover, and maybe we can just use some of that. Or a couple of
Some
different
combination,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
I,
So it sounds like we have time, which
Yeah.
is good.
so do we have to take action, Bill? Do we have to vote on something?
there is the second page of that. You all have a copy on your desk. I don't know if you saw it or not, but there is a project commitment form which would need to be signed to be able to move forward and do that. So
So what's that request?
Commit, I guess.
Yeah, there it is. I buried it.
Under your agenda.
Hmm?
It's under the agenda.
Yeah.
Well. I move that we sign this, or we authorize the chair to sign for the town and the board to move forward with this.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to accept the grant and authorize the chair to sign on behalf of the select board. Discussion? This is totally cool.
I
So
can't believe
thank you very
I can't
much.
fathom that thing's gonna cost $600,000.
well, part of there was a retaining wall we're gonna have to build along the
Yeah, right
Oh,
there
that-
by Twitter's.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
no, just south of that in their parking lot.
Oh,
That's gonna
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
a big part
yeah.
of it.
Yeah, right in there.
Side of the road.
Yes.
yes.
But still,
And that-
So-
Does it include the crossing
Yes.
lights?
So-
Okay.
This,
So
this-
we'll
this
have
was like from the leading edge of the sidewalk, ending sidewalk in the city to the intersection.
Okay.
And then, okay, so. And I'm pretty sure there will be a set of plans that will be able to
Oh, yeah,
design what,
yeah.
who's developed, that was the company we hired. They'll be developing those plans.
I believe so. I have to go back and look at it. It's been a
some
little-
sort of rough plan on.
Right,
it.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, the
and
scoping study.
Yeah, the scoping study had it all in there.
so that. What I'm getting at is we'll put this out to bid.
Yes.
And they will have the necessary documents to know what they're building. Because there's a chance that maybe this will come in less than
Correct.
we,
There's a chance.
cause.
Yeah.
Man, that's like,
I
you
can-
can almost
I can-
build a half a mile of road for that.
I can dig a lot of dirt for $600,000.
Well, maybe you'll want to bid on this.
It,
Mike
it,
Rowe had a question.
I think that I was curious as how long it was.
Okay.
I couldn't remember if it was going to the city sidewalk and.
Yeah.
That's
it's-
the point.
it's almost a half mile, or
It
it is a
is.
half mile.
So it's gonna, cause where the city sidewalk ends is at the city line, so we're gonna pick it up on the other side of the driveway. So
It goes in
that's
front of Pratico's,
in front of Xfinity first.
Xfinity, that's right, it
And
says that
We're
we
gonna
gotta
go
go up there
across
first. Yep.
Lincoln and then across McKinley.
McKinley.
Yep.
And then what are we doing at the intersection at Post Road?
I
Lighted
have to go back and
crosswalk.
look at it. Yeah, it was.
Is that part of it?
Yeah, I'm almost positive it was, cause that was a big key to that was that.
Which
Cause it is tying it to the other sidewalk, which is tying it to the sidewalk Dave's
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and that was, but that was the whole point. So
Redoing that whole
cause there's a curb right there
I'm
and all
pretty-
that stuff, so that's all gonna.
Pretty sure that that light is actually on the V-Trans list to get replaced in the next couple of years anyway. That's one of the last
Again?
cable swung lights.
Yeah, so that would be in.
So the scoping study, I think, had all the materials listed in it. Cause we were able to use like the V-Trans.
Had quite a bit in that scoping study.
Yeah, there was a lot, but they gave like estimates of quantities of materials. So we were able to use like the V-Trans guide to say like, this is what we expected. That's how we came up with the number. So it wasn't just that sounds
Right.
good. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'm good. I guess we gotta vote. Right?
Okay,
Alright.
yeah, any,
Yeah.
no further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I'm voting aye too, and I'm
Perfect.
signing. You're gonna need to fill in the top.
Yeah, I'll
bill.
take care of the rest of it. That's fine. Just down the bottom. Okay. So as Marcia let everybody know, we finished the Lister card online project, get everybody linked up and online, and the link is on the Lister page on the website as of today. So it's a great tool, works really well. It's neat. So it's a great resource. So that's just one of the things we've got coming. So so the last couple things on your desks, which shouldn't be much more, are townwide celebration committee minutes and personnel committee minutes.
Okay,
That's it. Those are items I did not get. Personnel committee minutes.
so townwide celebration committee met Friday, August 4th. And Kurt was here. I was here for select board members. Mike Rowe was here and Bill Sweet. And basically, we just sort of went through the spreadsheet and decided, well, we already had talked about who was going to do what. We wanted to make sure everything was in place. Sharon Russell was kind of in charge of things. She got a lot of the stuff going. So we just wanted to make sure nothing fell through the cracks. So I think we're in pretty good shape. And don't forget, that's this coming, oh, did we put an ad in the paper last year? I can't
For
remember.
the townwide celebration?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
okay. I've got to remember to post on Front Porch Forum
Like
and
5
get
today,
something
right?
out to seniors. And anyway, 10 to 2 Saturday, be there, lots of stuff going on, lots of fun activities. And that's why we had the townwide celebration committee meeting. Thank you all who are participating. Have a good time. Food should be good.
Mhm.
Because Sharon is not able to work the grill with me, my co-grill artist will be Matt Getty. We'll see how he does. Yeah.
Didn't know what you were getting into when you applied for this. job.
Have we vetted him? No.
Like you just put them on peppers and.
It's
and,
trial by
onions to
fire.
start,
Well,
or-
you know,
Hopefully
we'll-
not too much
Give you the
fire.
first burger, Mike's going to you.
Oh, I can
Remember that being in his resume when he
up
wanted.
to you, up to you. Okay. Takes care of that.
Yeah.
All right. The personnel committee, oh, well, speaking of the grill master himself, Matt Getty will report on the personnel committee meeting that we had.
Good thing I got the minutes.
I know, really.
Does everybody else have the minutes?
Yes.
So Mary and I met yesterday with our consultant, Teresa Mealy. It was an initial meeting to identify for her some of the issues that have been talked about in the past that need to be analyzed and addressed in updating the handbook. And that's pretty much it. We talked about future process and schedule the next meeting. Sounds like there'd be a lot of them, so if anyone else loves personnel as much as the two of us do, please join us.
He has an ambitious schedule in mind.
Yeah, but I think the
It'd be
plan
good to
is
keep it moving, so.
to get something to the full board for approval by what, December?
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's a quick deadline.
that's the difference between trying to do this stuff yourself if you don't understand. Because we kept coming up with more questions than we were answering. And then when we sent it to the League of Cities and Towns, they didn't answer any of the questions. They just asked more.
Yeah.
And so I think the idea to hire somebody that does this for a living, maybe we're about 2 or 3 years behind where maybe we should have started this.
And a
way.
lot of angst has gotten us this far. So,
Right, so I think that this is, because I think that there's things that pop up that you get this blank stare, like, I don't know how that works. But
I think it's going to be a more comprehensive document. And, it's an open process, so we're going to have, notice given and people can come in and listen. And we're just going to try and upgrade the things so we comply with state law, we comply with federal law, and we cover the things that we need to cover. All right, so.
I think
More
we
to
run
come.
into a little bit of issues is when, like, if you're taking vacation time, and what year does it come out of? Because if we end a budget or here, and then we still got 2 weeks, so I think that's where you get confused with, well, what budget or what calendar year or where did that come from? So hopefully we can get that.
We spent our first meeting just going through all of those things that we could remember that we had hit.
Yep.
Like that. And do you accumulate and do you have comp time? And is one department a little different because they work holidays and others don't? So we just said, these are the issues that we know of. Go for it and help us come
Yeah,
up with
'cause-
something that is fair, treats everybody equitably.
When you look at it, the 2 paid full-time departments are highway and police.
Yeah.
And they have schedules that mean absolutely nothing when you have to go to work. So. And that's why getting somebody that does this for a living and was schooled in municipal personnels and questions, I thought that was.
Yeah, she's worked with another,
So
at
that'd be
least
good.
one other town. She's more from the private sector though, but
And as we keep growing,
That'll be
these
good.
problems need to be handled while they're little, so they don't magnify.
That's the idea.
Yep, okay. So kudos to Matt and I for taking on this task, but at least we don't have to talk about trash down on Dyer Road, so that's our.
That's a close,
It depends on who you ask to pick it up. They get angry or not about it.
Okay. All right, anything else? I guess we've done our 2 committee reports. And we do have to come back to Chief Dumas. We've done the Otter Creek culvert. We did Mike Delahanty's birthday wishes.
Oh, I got all my circles and crosses.
I know, I think we're in pretty
Doing
good shape.
Yeah.
Okay, are
Okay.
we,
So
So-
that's everything I have. Yeah.
all right, Chief Dumas, come on up, please.
Last one.
Right. Oh, Mark.
Good evening.
Good evening. I was down to Cortina for a little bit.
Really?
Oh,
I'll be honest. No, no. Beautiful place down there. So we had 51 calls, 1 traffic stop, and that was with me being out for a while. Took some days off.
Yeah, good.
We did also, I think it was last Wednesday, myself, Officer Placus and Constable Delhaney worked the plaza area. We ended up finding 2 federal detainees down at the Tractor Supply Room. Went looking for them. They walked to the woods right to Jimmy. Like it was just planned. It was perfect. So
Oh.
one of them happened to be a person who I pursued earlier this year. So hopefully,
You got him this time.
yeah, you didn't have to drive fast or anything. It was perfect. So
They have funny looks on their face when they walk. It's like, where'd you come?
anyways, so that's that. Do you have any questions on calls for service from me?
All right, any
Seems like-
questions? Yeah.
Seems like most times calls are up around 70. Is it anything in particular that
I was, I took some days off. So
nobody answered the phone?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's only sometimes the more we work, if we had a 24-hour agency, I'd probably be in the hundreds, to be honest with you. Did you guys discuss the road closure that I asked for on Dyer Road?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we need to hash that.
Well,
up.
we've actually taken away from you and given it to the highway folks. They're meeting on the 24th.
You're welcome.
You're welcome to be here at noon.
And
If you, we're meeting
there's
with Dave running it.
some good options that have been tossed out
Okay.
here, and
I guess my 2 cents is they wanted their camper back. It would have cost us $2,000 to get rid of it. So
Lucky us.
yeah, fortunately.
really,
And then they got somebody, I think, with a tractor to move the blocks so that they could get it out of there.
Interesting.
So
huh,
It's something that didn't leave tracks, so. right, Dave?
Yeah.
There's no
There was a push mark. It looked like a, maybe, I don't know.
Huh,
I bet you somebody came down with a wrecker, picked it up and moved it out of the way, then hooked onto the camper and towed it out. And that's why they didn't put the block back, cause you know, they had the,
Camper hooked to the.
they had the
internet.
camper
Oh.
hooked to the wrecker.
Whatever. I know it was, I went down to check on it and it was, I saw that, I think, so, but
God
anyways,
is
then,
good.
yeah, it was gone. But they look like they dumped more crash up the end of the road, so.
That sounds about right.
Well, we'll be here at noon next Thursday, so if you are, you know, if you want to, you know, some relief from the Cortina, come in and talk with us. We'll be glad to have you. We're different entertainment. But we're
Okay, I think that's,
And thank you for putting the speed cart right smack in front of my house, which is really interesting. Although I gotta tell you, I pulled out of my driveway and headed to the meeting tonight and some guy was coming 40 and the sign was flashing and he didn't care. It was
Yeah.
just,
They don't.
yeah,
Have
straight
you
on
got
through.
the goats doing the speed cart challenge down there?
What-
I haven't told them about it. They've
What-
already gotten out so many times that it's just,
If our PD wasn't so strapped with the foolishness.
Yeah.
You set that card up. And then you just go down the road
right,
and you wait.
yes.
Cause they go by the farm and you'll hear them, and as soon as they get up by the barn or my trailer, they're just screaming and they're doing, and I always tell JP, just set up by Tommy Galapos.
Yep.
They'll be doing 50, 60 because they're angry and they come over the top of the hill and you won't be able to write tickets fast enough. It's a, you know, so.
Yeah, it's too
Just
bad
saying.
Vermont doesn't allow camera tickets.
Any other questions?
We'd have to
of our-
hire somebody to process those, wouldn't we, Daddy?
you
There'd
would,
be so many of them, you
Maybe.
couldn't keep up with.
I see some states are starting to do them in the work zones. They're
Yeah.
putting up camera.
Oh,
guards
good.
where
Yeah.
they taking
Good.
pictures
Militant about that.
every,
Yes.
Yeah.
every single one going by speeding, double.
Well,
fine
they
and
should.
Yeah, I mean, if you can pay a toll going through the toll booths now, both cameras, and it's pretty accurate. Technology's there, all we gotta do is lobby for it.
well, we did have plate readers on our cruisers and they regulated them.
I mean,
Yeah.
the camera could be
But-
right on that
But
car.
the DMV trucks can drive around with them still.
They have the staffing to deal with the information.
Yeah.
I had to get a search warrant to look at the information that we collected.
Oh,
And you had to have a full-time, all the way one, all the regulations, all the things you had to do. You needed a full-time person just to do that and just to deal with the information. So
I mean, if you could have a camera mounted on that speed cart, you would have so many that it
Oh, yeah.
would boggle your mind.
They
And
make
it
the
needs to be
cart
facing
just
away from the cart, cause they do speed with it, but as soon as they go by it,
the
You know.
accelerator.
But that doesn't even matter. When it was up on Post Road by the school, that's
Yeah.
that 25 zone.
Yeah.
I'd see them every day going by there 40, 45 miles an hour. The thing would be flashing like crazy.
I think they do it, I think they do it to make the lights flash.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay, anything more for Chief Dumas? All right, thank you
Thanks,
very
Ed.
much. Appreciate it, and we'll see you at the Speed Cart Challenge
Saturday,
Saturday.
fireworks.
Maybe.
I'm gonna have 3 officers there. I have something that I've spent a lot of money on. I have to do that particular day. It's come up.
Okay.
There for the afternoon, for the.
Okay, that's fine. And Mike wanted to talk to you about the fireworks, so,
Yeah, I'll be there.
okay, good.
what time are you, Kurt, what time are you coming up
I'll
for that?
get there probably 9:30 or so. You want me earlier? What time you want me?
No, why don't you meet at the highway garage?
Yeah. Alright.
By 9:30, I'm running alert, so.
Yeah.
Alright,
Getting lessons.
Okay,
But yeah, okay, we'll meet you up there then.
yeah, we'll figure something out.
all right, thank you. All right, we're at the end of the agenda, which you folks never saw, so,
We got one now.
We got one now.
anything, okay, anything else?
Move to adjourn.
Motion's
Second.
been made and seconded to adjourn, non-debatable. All in favor, please say aye.
Right.
Aye,
We wouldn't entertain a debate anyway.
you're right. I wouldn't. Thank you all. Have a good evening.